I'm a visual artist. I do acrylic paintings and also digital illustrations.
Shania Hall says art has been an outlet for her during some of her darkest moments.
So even just being in spaces with other kids in care and kind of like being able to be like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one, because you just feel so alone and the pain just feels that heavy. And I've had a similar experience to that when I went through something traumatic, and I was brought to like this really dark place within myself where it felt like my only choice was just to self-harm. And it wasn't until I reached out to my worker, and that's when she got me into art therapy, and that's when I kind of learned to use art as an outlet.
That feeling of belonging is one of the biggest goals at the Trailblazers Youth Center, which is part of the programming offered at Peel Children's Aid Society. It ensures youth in care have access to mental and physical health care, as well as literacy programs.
Children who have lived experience with the child welfare system may have histories of trauma, abuse, or neglect, and that space where they know that they're going to be heard and that their needs are going to be met is extremely important.
Peel Children's Aid Society is leading the launch with the Ontario government of a new wellness hub in Brampton, set to open next year. The youth who will benefit from the supports offered will also help design the programming.
So Peel Children's Aid is actually the first child welfare organization to be leading a youth wellness hub, and we're very excited about that because it gives children and youth with lived experience in child welfare the opportunity to inform programs in the community that would have been helpful for them prior to them maybe coming to the attention of child welfare.
The World Health Organization has declared the theme for World Suicide Prevention Month as changing the narrative on suicide.
Suicide-related messaging is crucial. If we share stories of survival, we see more survival across the population, and that's what we really want to focus on.
At Sunnybrook Hospital, the Family Navigation Project provides expert navigation of the mental health and addiction service system for youth and their families in the GTA.
The approach to prevention for suicide in young people is to really understand what the basis of suicide is. For some people, it's a treatable mental health problem, and we can help with that. For other people, it's a problem-solving issue. And we know that people who are suicidal often have difficulty figuring out how to solve problems. And so giving a crisis plan with a stepwise set of relatively easy to do things in order to manage a suicidal crisis can be very helpful.
Last year, CAMH led the launch of 988, a number that anyone across Canada can call for support if they're thinking about suicide or worried about someone that they know. On average, the service receives around 1,000 calls per day.
We know that crisis lines are an evidence-based approach to decrease suicide and provide people with the support that they need as quickly as possible. So we know that there's both a need for community-based support, which we get through our partners, and also that people know where to go, just as easily as 911.
Hall plans to pursue a career as an art therapist, using her own life experience to help others. Until then, she has this advice for kids who may be struggling.
You're not in this alone. You never are in this alone, and even though your pain may make you feel like it is just you against the world, that it is not true because there is always another choice.
Talia, Ricci, CBC News, Toronto.